This is the TM Master Cup Series, here for the second of 14 events at Rockingham, North Carolina. The Clutch Pole Award went to the 98 car, driven by Alexis Rainsford. Alexis Rainsford is the first female pole winner ever in this series. She took off to an early lead with Tony Durbin starting on her outside. However, Dale Roswell's number 19 car powered into second early. Roswell turned 60 years old this past Saturday. First caution flew on lap 3. Tony Durbin's day didn't go well, and Alan Hodges goes 3 wide with him with Scott Bates, and this happens. However, nobody actually gets into the wall and very minimal damage done. Another caution flew on lap 11. Cyrus Laterza hits the wall, bounces into Ross Peterson, which sends Matt Smith into the grass. Here's another look at it from Smith's perspective. Laterza in the wall into the 47 and then into the 42. Really nowhere for Smith to go after that. Smith cleanly makes it out on the racetrack. However, Ryan Naraki gets into his teammate and then gets turned around by Lewis Kingston into the grass. Naraki recklessly comes up the track into James Lombardi and Julian Nosova. Here's another look at it. Lombardi into the wall gets checked by Naraki. Lombardi's day would end early. And then Ryan Naraki would be called to the hauler after the race. Dale Roswell's number 19 car showed that age was just a number. Roswell led Alexis Rainsford, who wasn't even alive when he started racing in this series. Roswell's number 19 car was a force to be reckoned with and was easily one of the fastest cars on the track. Riding on board with James Dalton as he looks at Alexis Rainsford. The 98 and the 00 were the 2 fastest cars on the racetrack. Caution 3 on lap 16. Ryan Araki in the 3 car continues to anger his teammates. He checks Tony Durbin up into Steve Marshall. Durbin goes around, collects several cars. John Broughton, Sam Morrell. He goes over with the hit from Brian Sendak. Leonid Roderick just barely avoids clobbering the side of the 49. There you see Durbin's car riding on its roof down to the inside. Ryan Herr and Matt Taylor both get damage in it. Here's what John Broughton sees. There's Naraki checking Durbin into the wall. The 75 goes around, gets hit by McGlynn, goes over. John Broughton's team, this will be their last showing in this series due to limited funding. 75 rolls back down the track. Lewis Kingston hits him and comes to a rest on the apron. 75 car would go out early. Alexis Rainsford led on the restart. However, Joel Rodriguez in the 86 car would lead a lap. Scott Bates then emerged as a surprise leader with lap traffic in front of him. When everything sorted out, James Dalton's 00 car had a 23-second lead. Stuart Sandoval, 77, hit the wall and then came down pit road for green flag pit stops a lap earlier than everyone else. Kevin Colley in the number 20 quickly followed suit. When James Dalton came onto pit road, he lost no time, and when he got off pit road, he quickly got back his huge lead. Leonid Roderick in the number 4 car was the last car to make a pit stop. This would be crucial because the race would appear to be decided on fuel mileage. Race leader James Dalton appeared to have enough fuel to go all the way, but with just 2 laps to go, the 00 car had to come onto pit road. So did second place Eric Jackson, who gets a little contact from Craig Cross. This would leave Leonid Roderick in car number 4 as the only car able to make it on his full tank of gas. Leonid Roderick wins at Rockingham. Right after the race is over, though, Rachel Rainsford, apparently angry with Ryan Hearn, spins him into the outside wall. Ryan Hearn slides down the racetrack. Lauren Roth hits him. Roth had a 10th place finish going. The 15 car destroyed right after the race is over. Here's the top 10 finishers. Roderick Evans, James Dalton able to get his splash and go and finish 3rd. Tom Delgado, another strong finish. Todd Bell. Rachel Rainsford finished 6th, but still wrecked Ryan Hearn for some reason. Eric Jackson in 7th, he had a good run going. Johnny Ada, another quiet run, same with Palmer Stiles. And Lauren Roth at a 10th place car, who would have been able to take it to Mansfield, but it got destroyed by a post-race accident. And here's your top 10 in points. Leonid Roderick leads Rachel Rainsford by 7. However, I would expect that margin to widen a little bit because Rainsford will appear to have a penalty coming. Tom Delgado is in 3rd. Anthony Evans in 4th. Daytona winner Cyrus Laterza, 24, marks off Roderick. Johnny Ada, James Dalton jumps up to 7th. Manny Brown still hanging in the top 10. Matt Smith, another decent run, keeps him in the top 10 in points. And tied with 2-time champion Joseph Howard. And here's 11 through 20. Scott Bates tied with Matt Taylor, Lauren Roth. Eric Jackson jumps up to 14th. Alexis Rainsford down to 15th. Palmer Stiles, Steve Marshall, the defending series champion, Joel Rodriguez, Justin Brooks coming up, and Lewis Kingston drops down to 20th. That's all for this week in the TM Master Cup Series. I'll see you next time.